practices that we've put together. And a practice is just something you do all the time, right? This is why routine with premium has become so valuable. And I'm actually really proud when you guys graduate. When you feel like you want to take a couple of months off or whatever, save some money because triathlon or marathons or just life is expensive, just let me know. And I will support you, because you can always, as I said to somebody, you can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. So if you need a break, or even if you just need a little help, I'm here to help. So if you need a little scholarship for a couple months so you can catch up on some finances, pay some bills, I am happy to be the one that gives you that opportunity. But other than that, I just also really appreciate the support. So let's get on to the lateral hip. Remember, this is reactive foam rolling. I had a good run this morning. Hopefully you guys did as well. And good morning, Deanne. So hopefully everybody's feeling good. But you know, if you're doing the work, the muscles are going to talk to you. And that's how we get stronger. That's how we become more resilient. So we're on the left hip right here, just working a little bit of reactive foam rolling. We're still 3 minutes before the official workout starts. And then let's go to the right side. And today, you might even take a second right now. You're going to need a chair. So if you have a bench in your home gym, then you can use your bench. But if you have a chair, you can grab from the kitchen or something, not a bar stool. Don't get anything too high. And if you don't have a chair or a bar stool, or actually don't use a bar stool, but if you don't have a chair, don't stress. You'll be fine. So we're just working through some lateral hip, little bit of gentle pressure. Let's go through that upper back. And I think that's probably my biggest message right now. One of our teammates here is Margaret Winder, and her daughter Ruth is the U.S. National road racing cycling champion, and she's one of my clients. I saw her this morning. But one of the things that we're really working on to get her ready, not only hopefully for the Olympic Games, but also for the rest of her season with Trek, is we're working through a lot of upper body, because she's going to ride her bike for 4 hours today, probably up in the mountains, do some hard intervals. So sometimes that's the last thing you need, is more leg strength. So we were working today through upper body mobility and just making sure we could release her lats. And if we can release your lats in your upper body, your hips will function better. This is one integrated system, your body. So we're not going to just train legs on one day, upper body on the next day. So working through the lats, we want to make sure that even if you've been driving, if you've been swimming, you're definitely going to feel this. We're into the armpit here, and we're just rolling forward, go all the way to the anterior part of the shoulder, and then just open that up. I'm going to tell you guys today about my bike ride last Saturday, because man, did I ever make a mistake. But it was, some of you follow me on Strava, so you kind of saw what I did, a lot of climbing and whatnot. But and then most of you that have known me for over a year know that my road bike got stolen last August. Well, I haven't been able to replace my road bike because there just aren't any bikes available. I have one on order, and I'm excited for when it may actually show up. But as of right now, I only have this gravel bike and a time trial bike. Probably get my TT out this weekend, but I have this gravel bike. So I've been, all of a sudden now I'm a gravel bike rider. So I really am new to that sport. And I don't really understand that if you go out and you're going to ride 40 miles or 50 miles, it might take you 5 or 6 hours. I had no idea, because when I'm on my time trial bike or my road bike, 50 miles goes a little bit faster. So I was very underfueled. We're in your right armpit here, working through the shoulder, working the foam roller underneath, and just working through that armpit and through the rib cage. So yeah, I was very underfueled and underprepared. And of course, there's no stores up in the mountains. I was pushing my bike uphill, walking my bike, just chanting Ironman, just keep moving forward. Oh my God, it was such an adventure. And I actually live very close to Timothy O'Donnell and Miranda Carfrey. They live very close to me, and we hang out a lot. And we were supposed to have dinner, and I went and saw them, and I was like, I don't think I can have dinner with you guys tonight. I can't talk. And Tim and little Isabel came to pick me up, or came to see me on my route, and I was so far behind that I never even saw them. So Izzy, who's 3.5, she was like telling everyone at the Gold Hills store, "We're here to see Aaron. We're here to see Aaron." And everybody's like, "Well, good luck, Aaron." And I didn't even get to that store until like 2 hours later. So my poor little Isabel. All right, welcome everybody. It is time to get this workout going. So hopefully you've done a little bit of foam rolling. I'm going to take you through some proactive foam rolling for about 5 minutes. So some people can overdo the foam roller just a little bit, but I don't think you can really do too much foam rolling. It's more in the interest of time. So we're going to start with the upper body. We're going to work through the chest. So if you look through where my hands are right now, we're going to lay on the foam roller. So the end of the roller is going to be facing right at your chin. Okay, so right here, we're going to go palm down and roll through the front side of the shoulder. That's a little spicy. If you've been working, it's going to be spicy. Even if you've been working on a computer, it's going to be spicy. Working through that anterior shoulder. Now, rather than push harder on the foam roller, we're just going to rotate the arm. So the hand, thumb to the back, thumb down, thumb to the back, thumb down. Keep the pressure on the foam roller. A little bit of flossing. Into the shoulder, unload the shoulder. Into the shoulder, unload the shoulder. Good. All right. In the interest of time, we're going to keep that moving forward. Now we're on the other side. The foam roller's right at my chin. The end is right at my chin. Palm is down. Get a little bit of pressure into the foam roller. Anterior part of the shoulder. We're just going to rotate the hand up and down. Up and down. And we're looking for that little dull, achy feeling, maybe a little spice through the front side of the shoulder. Good and good. All right. Now we're going to stop right at the foam roll, at the heart rate monitor line. So ladies, that's right about where the bra strap goes, just below the breast. And we're going to use the foam roller to just glide the skin across the rib cage. Guys, this is where your heart rate monitor goes. And we're right down the middle. Both elbows are on the ground. We're just moving through the anterior part of the body. And now we're just going to move about 45 degrees. So I'm still on my right rib cage, and we're just going to grind through that upper body, drag the skin across. Good. Same thing, other side. Left rib cage. Left side rib cage. Drag the skin across. It should be a little achy, but what is happening here, and this is called osteofascial release. This needs to glide. So this is going to what allows us to expand the rib cage when we breathe. Okay, staying on the front side of the body. Foam roller is going to go right on that pubic bone. And just make that happen, however you need to make that happen. So foam roller, right on pubic bone, drag the skin across. If you're dehydrated and you've been spending a lot of time, again, the front side of the body gets short, we get inhibited on the back side. Across the foam roller, not too bad on me there. If you do that a little bit, you'll find that it'll always glide. Okay, right side hip bone, moving through. Again, osteofascial release. This is fascia and bone. If you're right on your hip bone, you're in the right spot. Good. Same thing, other side. Left hip bone. You can use your muscle, use your body to support yourself if it's too hard. Just drag that skin across. Okay, good. All right, last one we're going to do is put the foam roller on the ground. Put your ankles, the front side of your ankles, onto your foam roller. We're going into quadruped position here. So onto all fours. We're just going to drag the feet across the foam roller. And this is going to encourage good ankle function, good function through our lower part of the foot. So right here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Take that mat, fold it in half if you need a little more padding on the ground. We're going into the half kneeling position. Foam roller overhead, long through your lats. Reach as high as you can. We're just going to drive that hip forward and the hands stay nice and high. Right here. I don't want you to go way back there, okay? I want you to reach up. 1, we're just going to go 5, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Same thing other side, 90-90 position. So I got 90 degrees through my front knee, 90 degrees through my back. Nice big reach through the lats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. This time, we're still in the 90-90, but we're going to take that foot out to the side just a little bit, and we're pushing that knee way over the toe. Go ahead and use the foam roller to just support you a little bit. So we want to work movement through this ankle and push that through, get a nice little calf stretch. Some of you are going to be stuck right about there. We need that ankle to move. Press into your forefoot. You're getting a nice little stretch through the soleus. 2, drive through that. 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. So really focusing on the ankle. Again, starts down the middle, take it out to about 45 degrees. Pull that foot back just a little bit so that we can work through the ankle in a really safe way. You might feel a little stretch in your inner thigh. That's good too. We're going to go there next. 2, 3, 4. Thank you, foot. Thank you, foot and ankle. And 5. Good. Back to the left leg up. Turn that out to the side. This time we're going to take that foam roller. And again, if you have a short foam roller, just work with me. Hands on the outside. You're going to go over the foot and ankle. Turn back the way you came. Ooh, it's probably my favorite stretch. 1. Hips drive over the ankle. 2. Chest is tall. 3. Inner thigh, definitely getting some stretch here. 4. 1 more. And 5. Same thing. Other side. Nice big chest. Foam roller at chest height. Let that knee go over the foot. Rotate away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, things are starting to light up. Things are starting to talk to us. I'm actually feeling that in my left shoulder just a little bit. So just so you know, listen to your body. I'm just going to tilt us up just a little bit, so hang with me. That's what happens when you're 6 feet tall. Okay, here's the first thing we're going to use the chair for. We just want to put the foot up on the chair. Everybody with me? If you need to go get a chair, go get it now. You can always catch up. No big deal. We won't go too fast. All we're going to do is stay upright with the upper body and just push. And again, we're going to get a calf stretch, but now the knee is straight, so we're actually going to get a gastroc stretch. The last one was more of a soleus stretch. 1, 2, just going to go 5 reps. 3, 4, and 5. Right there, your back heel is on the ground. 5. Switch to the other side. 1, 2. Heel is on the ground. 3, 4, and 5. Good. So hands were on the hips that time. This next one, we got our right hip back, right leg back. Heel is on the ground. Take a look at that back foot and make sure that it's not turned out, right? We're always into internal rotation through the hips. So that back foot needs to be straight. The knee might even be pointing in on your back leg. And we're just going to take left arm up, and we're just going to drive through that hip. One, up to the sky. Two, and you start to feel as you reach up and you add tension into your lat, you start to feel that tension in your back, your calf. 4, 5, we're going to go 10 here. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10, okay? So we're creating so much length through one side. There's a psoas muscle right there. The psoas attaches to the calf, through the lat, through the leg, through the inner thigh, through all of it. Left leg up, right leg back. Back leg turned in just a little bit. Right arm up, knee drive, hip drive. 1. You might even start inhaling as you go into this stretch right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Good. Get your mat, face me. We still need the chair, but not quite right now. You're gonna go into a nice wide stance. Let's get a foam roller and just use it as a target. So put it right down the middle and about 1.5 to 2 feet in front of you. And from right here, the hips are gonna go way to the back, hands way to the front, come right back up. 1, hips to the back, hands to the front. 2, and I'm just gonna turn sideways so you can see how far. Load up the heels, push your hips back. 3, push your hips back. 4, 5, let that foam roller roll forward. 6, 7, you should feel high hamstring. 8, don't force it too much, just go there. 9, one more, and 10. Now, back to the middle, hips to the back about 2 inches. So it'll let your chest drop just a little bit. We're just gonna rotate across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 20 of these. 8, 9, turn across. 10, 11. This is hip decoupling. 12. That means one hip is dropping, right hip drops down, left hip drops down. Every time you feel those hips, that's why I grab them. Go ahead and grab your hip bones. You should start feeling them drop, 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 and shake that out. Hip decoupling is really important because as you run, right here, if you take a step forward, this back hip has to be able to drop. And then it has to be able to come back through, and then it drops, and everything just kind of moves like this. If your SI joint, your sacroiliac joint, is a little bit stuck, you're not dropping. And so your hips are doing this instead of, so they're just moving rotationally instead of like that. That's how they should move in gait. And that's way easier to do. When you see the top runners in the world, just pray that we have the Olympic Games. When you see those runners run, they're decoupling. They're not rotating. They're drop, 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 just like that, because it's so easy for them to do that and move through that nice and relaxed. Okay, alternating reaches. There's that drop, right? So that foam roller is going to go ahead of you. We're going to drop in the right hip down. Right hand reaches forward. Come on back. Left hand forward. 3. We're just going to go 10 total. 4, 5, 6. Good. 7. Hips go to back every time. 8. Good. 9. Good. 10. Good. So that little routine that we just did took us about 16 minutes. 16 minutes of mobility today. 16 minutes of making sure that you're moving really, really well under load. So today, let's have the number 1 dumbbells. I'm going to use my little bit heavier number 1s. They're my 7.5 pound dumbbells. A lot of times I use my 5s. So the number 1 is going to be your lightest dumbbell. And from right here, all we're going to do is a lateral lunge and reach. So step to one side of your mat, 2 hands, split the knee, come all the way back to a nice big overhead press. We're going to do 10 reps. So we're using lighter load to just add motion and activation. 1, shouldn't be overly heavy. 2, those of you that are my Stacy Sims athletes, this is not heavy shit. This is light shit. Good job. 5, 6. But before you lift heavy stuff, you have to lift light stuff really, really well. And you have to do it pain-free, right? 1 more. Good. And press. Then once you start feeling good, you're pain-free and your quality of movement's high, that's when we start adding the heavy stuff. Okay, step to the right. 1, 2, 3. Pain is never good. 4. Quote me on that one today. 5, 6, 7, 8. Fluid movement. 9. Good. 10. Good. All right. Keep those number 1 dumbbells. Let's get your chair. You're going to sit in the chair. And when you sit, your muscles and your core typically have a very low level of firing. So muscles can either fire hard so they can lift heavy stuff, or they have a light fire where they're just supporting and they're just meeting the demand of what's being asked of them. So what we're going to do here, take your number 1 dumbbells. Your knees should not be busy like this. They need to be strong and underneath of you. If you're a cyclist or if you ride a bike, think about keeping your knees close to the top tube. And from right here, we're going to park those weights right at the shoulders. There's low level function right now in my core until I go here, and then I go there, and then I sit back down, and the muscles switch off. So they don't go completely off, but they go to this lower firing level. So we want to go from the lower firing level to a high firing level, basically within our core. So I'm going to do this sideways. As you stand up from this position, you are not allowed to lean forward. You have to go right from here to here. Right? Straight up and down. Ready? We got 10 of these. Stand and press. Ready, go. 1, all the way back down to the chair. 2, 3, 4, knees in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, 10. Good. Okay, set the number 1 dumbbells down. If that was a good challenge for you, keep 1 of your number 1 dumbbells. Everyone else, you're going to go to a single arm shoulder head press and stand. So this has a rotational and a lateral challenge to it. So I've got a 15-pound dumbbell. As I stand up, I want to make it look like I have 2. 1, 2, just like that. All right. So it's a squat to stand from a low level firing of the core to a high level firing of the core as we stand. Feet just inside of shoulder width or just about shoulder width apart. We're gonna go 8 reps on the right and 8 on the left. Single arm, ready? Feet don't move, knees stay strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 reps. 6, 7, one more, 8. Good. So keep in mind, very much a core exercise because you're controlling a lateral shift. Okay, ready? Left arm, feet are nice and straight, 8 reps. I've got 15 pounds today for my number 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, good, and 8. Set that down. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do a little bit of lateral gliding first. So all we're gonna do is just go into that nice wide stance, hips to the back, active recovery. Little stretch of the inner thigh. 6, 7, 8. So these are the muscles that are working when we do a single arm press from a parallel stance position. They're working because I've got my weight here and I'm supporting it and I'm not falling into that, right? So this whole side is working kind of like a side plank. It's making sure that that weight doesn't fall and that this hip stays under us. And we know that that's called, in running, that's correcting a Trendelenburg gait. So this is a lateral stability, full body strengthener, definitely a core activator. Lots going on in this movement. Okay, starting from that seated position. Knees are tight. Right arm, we got 8 reps. 2. You're sitting back on that chair. 3. Let that core turn off and then switch on. 5, 6, 7, one more, 8. Good. Switch to the other side. Get a little breather. It's a lot of squats. Whew. Knees are in. Left arm. Everything's tight. Here we go. 2. Never collapse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Nice, guys. Okay, since that was a lateral stability challenge, let's get the chair out of the way. That was a lateral stability challenge. Now let's activate and strengthen that a little bit. So with a mini band, and I want you to get, so if you got a set of 5 mini bands, 1 being the easiest, 5 being the hardest, let's go for number 4 today. So a little bit beefier band, okay? This is not it. This is probably beefier. Okay, we're gonna put that band just above your knees. If you don't have mini bands yet, you gotta get them. They're like $12 for a set of 5 on Amazon. Okay, hips to the back. You work that little bit of hip hinge. So butt to the back, nice flat spine, right? You can make that a little bit harder like we did on Monday. Go knuckles to temples, lateral step. 1, you got 15 reps. Beefier band today. 3, 4. I don't think I've ever used the number 4 band with you guys. 6, 7. If my count's wrong for you, just count. 9, 8 to 9, 10, 11, butt to the back, keep it way back there. Even if your low back starts to talk to you a little bit, keep working. 15 is our number. So why would I say that? So if your low back is yelling at you, you need to make a change and stop. If your low back is talking to you, take a big breath, create some space, and keep going. We have a little bit of some lazy glutes, so the low back starts to work a little bit harder, and that's when he talks to us. If he yells at us, we have to listen. So recognizing the difference between your body talking to you or yelling at you or screaming at you is really, really important. That's you getting to know you, okay? Butt to the back, knuckles to temples. That gives us that nice strong posture. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Elbows up. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Take that band. Let it go down. It's still the number 4. It's the beefy band. Let it go down around your feet. So it's going to be on the top of your foot and the bottom of your foot. Okay? So it's not around my ankles. It won't be wrong if it's around your ankles. It's just not quite as hard. Okay, hips to the back. Grab your t-shirt up by your shoulders this time. 1, 15 reps. Ready? Join me. 2, 3. Grab that t-shirt. 4, 5, 6. Stay low the whole time. See how I'm not standing up? Stay down. 7, 8. Stay down. 9. I know you. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Arr! That number 4 band, that'll get you. Woo! Hello. Okay, nice space between the ribs and the hips. Grab the t-shirt. Butt to the back. Stay low. 1, 2. If I had known this exercise when I played basketball, man, that would be great. 4, I'd have been such a better defensive player. Those of you who have children who play sports, get them some mini bands. I think that's about 9, 10, butt to the back, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice. Okay, fold that mat in half. Give yourself a little bit more support through your knees. From right here, we're just going to go into a kneeling founder. So the first thing we want to do is just kind of establish the fact that our hips are going to go to the back. We want the feet. So right here, see how you probably can't see too much, but I'm in external rotation because my feet are touching in the back. I want to be able to see your feet outside of your hips. Okay, so feet outside of your hips, hands just above the knees. Sink into that. From right there, take the hands off the knees. Lift the chest. Fill the rib cage with air. Add the weight of the arms. Hold that nice and strong. See if we can stay there just long enough to get the low back to talk to us. Raise your hands up just a little bit. Now my low back's talking to me. So get it from the height of your heart up to the height of your nose or your forehead. We're going to breathe into that 3 more times. Big breath in through the nose. And 1 more. And good. So most of us will have what we call a strong lordotic curve. You see that curve in my low back right there, just above my butt? That's See if I can make it worse. That's a big lordotic curve. We don't necessarily want to get rid of that, but we need to strengthen it. So the tight lats, that's why raising the hands up can get your low back to talk to you, because the lats right here in this thoraculum fascia. They come down off the wing like angel's wings. They come all the way down and they attach right there at your low back. So that's why sometimes raising your arms up over your head can throw your back out. Like people are like, oh, I hurt my back putting a suitcase in an overhead bin. Well, why did that happen? That's because as soon as you do that, it pulls you into that curve, right? So we want to strengthen that. We want to give confidence to that. That's very much part of our core training. Okay, feet outside of the knees, drop into that same position, hands just above your knees, pull your chin back, chest out. If you're following me on the Instagram and you saw this picture of Taylor Knibb, our most recent US Olympian that I trained, you saw that picture of her doing those big arm raises in the bent over position. This is exactly the same position that she was in. And we use this kneeling founder to just make sure that her back is super healthy. And we're just going to keep those hands there. Kneeling founder. Hold. Chin back, chest up. Let's go 5 big breaths. Push your fingertips together. Anchor in with your inner thighs. Add tension to the whole body here. You make an otherwise very easy movement very hard on yourself by adding tension. 2 more big breaths. And then come right back out of that. Good job. All right, shake that out. We've got a little bit more to go. I want you to go ahead and grab your heaviest dumbbell. So I'm going to grab a 25 today. We're going to finish up with some bent over rowing just to get that upper back super strong. So the one thing with athletes, and every one of you that are with me here today, you're an athlete. So we need this. We need this to happen. We need your body to just move rotationally around itself like that. So we're going to do a lot of single arm stuff as we work through the summer, through the in-season period of training. So if you're more comfortable with your number 2 dumbbell, definitely make that adjustment. But for most of us, we're going to go into a split stance, float the back heel. So you can see my back heel is off the ground, and I'm going to make myself nice and small. And that's a position we use a lot because we want to be stable on the bottom, but then mobile on the front. And that's what that strong, stable landing, those of you who are runners, big running goals, you better be stable on the bottom and mobile on the top. Stable, mobile, stable, mobile. In order to maintain mobility and performance, it has to be strong, right? So that's why this bent over rowing exercise is one of our favorite. Okay, so hips to the back. We're going to go ahead and get 6 reps each side 3 times. And we're going to do this in sequence. We're just going to keep doing it. So we'll go 6 on the right, switch stance, 6 on the left. We're going to go through 3 sets and then call it a session. All right, so nice low knees, strong. Try not to support yourself with your off hand. If you have to, put your elbow on your knee, but if you don't. 6 reps. 2, 3, 4. Make yourself small. 5, 6. Change legs, change arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change sides. 1, 2. Let those shoulders roll. Might have done an extra one, not sure. Other side, 6. Last one, stay low. Stay low. 6. Woo! Make sure you don't throw your weights too much. That's how they break. Oh yeah. Broke mine. Hopefully not that big a deal. Oh yeah, definitely a big deal. I'll be getting a new set. Woo! All right. Let's do some Q&A. We are done with the workout.